Welcome back. In this lecture, we will talk about data types in JavaScript. According to the ECMA script specification, JavaScript has 8 data types. The name of those types are undefined, null, boolean, number, big int, string, symbol, and object. JavaScript is a dynamically typed language. This means you don't need to mention the type of a variable when declaring it. JavaScript automatically decides and converts data types as needed while the program runs. We will look at a live demo of each type with examples. Open your Visual Studio Code. Inside our project folder, create a new folder called data underscore types. Under this folder, we will keep all our data types examples. First, we will see undefined type example. Let amount. Next, we will print the value of amount, also the data type of variable amount. Okay, we will quickly run and see the program. Node undefined.js. Okay, the value of amount is printed as undefined. Type of variable amount is also printed as undefined. So first, what is why we are saying undefined? Because a variable that has not been assigned a value is of type undefined. So in our example, we have just declared the variable, but we did not assign any value. So by default, JavaScript will set this variable value as undefined, and a type also it will be undefined only. So undefined is the only type where the value also undefined, type is also undefined. I hope the undefined type is clear now. In the next example, we will explore the null data type. Now let us look at the null data type in JavaScript. Let user equal to null. Next we will print the value of variable user. Also we will print and see the type of user. Node null.js. Okay. The value of user is printed as null and the type of user is printed as object. The value null represents the intentional absence of any value. In other words, it means nothing here or no value assigned. So here we are explicitly saying that variable user has no value right now. So developers, while developing the program, they intentionally or explicitly they are setting okay no value. We when we print the type of null, it is printing as object, but in fact null is a primitive type, right? Why it is printing an object? So this is actually a bug in JavaScript design that goes all the way back to the beginning. Even though it shows object, type of null is object, it is not an object, it is just a primitive type with a single value null. This bug was never fixed for backward compatibility. So the difference between undefined and null is undefined means A variable was declared but not given a value. Null means a variable is explicitly set to no value. So one more time we will print and see the example. For example, let A, when you run and see, it will print undefined, and for B it will print null. I hope the null type is clear now. In the next example, we will explore the boolean data type. Now let us talk about the boolean data type in JavaScript. A boolean has only two possible values, true or false. These are used whenever we want to represent something that is yes or no, on or off, 1 or 0. For example, const is logged in, true. Next, const is admin, false. Console log is logged in. Next, we will print is admin. Okay, we'll quickly run and see the output. Node boolean.js. Okay, so we are able to see the value of is logged in true and is admin false. Here, is logged in could represent whether a user is signed in, and is admin could represent whether they have admin rights. From this example, if is admin is set to true, okay, that means the logged in user is an admin user. False means the logged in user is not an admin user. Next, booleans in expressions. Okay, booleans often come from comparison. For example, we'll see one more example where boolean is used in expression. For example, console log 5 greater than true, yes, then it will evaluate to true. 5 less than 2, no, this condition does not satisfy, so it will print to false. In JavaScript, many values can also act like true or false when used in conditions. For example, this if condition will evaluate to true and print the console log. This runs because non-empty strings are truthy. Okay. We will explore truthy and falsy values later when we cover control statements in depth. For example, if I make this string empty, then what will happen? Since this is empty, right? This if condition will evaluate to false. So this console log statement will not executed. This if condition evaluates to false. So this block will not execute. Let me run and show you node boolean.js. Okay, we didn't see that console statement because empty strings are falsy, non-empty strings are truthy. Just a quick recap: boolean represent two values only, either true or false. commonly used in conditions and comparisons. They help us make decision in programs. For example, if a condition is true, do this, otherwise do that. I hope the boolean type is clear now. In the next example, we will explore the number data type. In JavaScript, all regular numeric values, whether whole numbers or decimal numbers, are stored as the type number. For example, let age equal to 25 stores integer number. Price represent floating point number. Temperature represent a negative number. For example, when you try to print type of price, this will print the type of price as number. Even though you set the price to floating point number, the type of price will print the type as number. JavaScript number type also include some special values. We will see one by one. For example, console log one divide 0. So this will print infinity. These are all special values. Infinity represent values larger than the maximum possible values. Similarly, you will get minus infinity for negative number. Next example, when you try to multiply a string with a number, you will end up with not a number value. Because multiplying a number with a string does not make sense, right? So you will get a result, not a number. In JavaScript, numbers are stored as 64-bit floating point values. So very large number may lose precision after 15 or 16 digits. That is why JavaScript also has the big int type, which we will see separately. Quick recap. JavaScript uses type number for both integers and decimals. Special numeric values include infinity, minus infinity, and not a number. Number are precise up to around 15 to 16 digits. I hope the number type is clear now. In the next example, we will explore the big int data type. Thank you.